wipe away. I'm here with you for just a few 30 minutes. So if you can do that with me, stick around. Well, my name is Melissa Tintilini, but you can call me Melcy Zita. We are back again with the second episode of your show, my show, honey, that is called The Roundup. This is a show whereby we talk all things entertainment, and of course, we do get into other juicy glimpses, stories that will be taking leads on our tabloids, our newspapers, and making the headlines. So be it can it be medical or whatever it is, as long as it's juicy, we are there and we are saying, hey, let's get critical, let's analyze, let's just have a deep overview of the stories that we will be talking about, even as well in our social media pages. As it always is, in the studio today with me, I'm not alone. I've got the panelists that are going to help me unpack all the juicy stories that I have with you, that I have for you, rather, with me. So on my left is a Simple Mason Tinyati. Buddy, what's up? Did you see what I just did there? I just went on Sharp Ndwanayami from another stream. So hey, I can do it all. And on my right, I've got a Jay, a Ghana to Mr. CEO. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good, what up?
Well, so these are the two gentlemen that are with me in the studio today. So on this show, we have segments. We have the first segment, which is the film and theater, and we've got the second segment, which we look into new music, and then we've got the third segment, which is the events, and we've got the fourth segment, which is branding, as well as the fifth segment, which is the controversial segment, where we talk all things controversial. So you know what, the devil is gonna definitely be in the detail today. So on the first segment, we are talking about film and theater. There was a show that was supposed to be held at Bulawayo Theater, which was presented by Indosakusa Festival, and the name of the show was An Act of a Man. Unfortunately, under gloomy circumstances, the show did not then commence. The show did not happen. But before we get into that, gentlemen, I want us to talk about the importance of theoretical acts in Bulawayo. And just looking at the heading on itself, or rather the theme, An Act of a Man. It was directed by Memory Kumbota. Can we just talk in brief how pertinent is theater in our spaces, in our spaces, looking at film and its significance? Maybe I'll start with you, Jay Garnett.
Okay, so I'm not much invested in theater, so but I think it is important because there's the kind of art where we as people are allowed, or let me say the people that are involved are allowed to sort of express themselves closer to 100%.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, so
that's a very good point, because I love it when you look at an actor. I believe that an actor is not an actor up until he has really done and mastered theater.
Yeah. Because
that's where the cook is creamed for you to be the greatest of an actor. So what's your take on that?
It's the background of Bulawayo Valley is much vested in theater, but kulesibanga lapha artist omele liphume khona ku theater. Yes, ngiyezwa sibili uthi the best actor omele the cream comes from theater, but yes, it comes from theater, but then there's a part whereby the actor doesn't have to show us ukuthi there's some theater touch in their veins. It has to come out naturally. I wanna right, but looking at the by the production by Memory Kumbota, which ended up not happening.
All right. Yes. We have the tabloids. The tabloids are saying this was a flop. So
Yes.
I'm not sure. Okay, maybe can we get deeper into it so that we send out the correct narrative, because this is why the program is here. We need to send out, to try by all means possible to send out the correct narrative. Was it really a flop? Because I don't understand. I'm from an events brand. You understand? So I understand that there is no way you can plan an event and it can just be a flop.
Yeah, but do they put out a press release explaining what happened?
No, but what
Exactly.
What
You
happened
see,
kids?
so that's where I love it when you say they put out a press release explaining.
Yeah.
The bold term there is explain. They explained themselves. So why then do you come out as a
Bahamba
tabloid?
amagetsi nxa amagetsi kwakumele kuyenziwe ngelini
Backup generator.
backup generator.
All right. That's a point there. That's a point there.
etheatre ndoda amagetsi afunakala na vele ithi generator yakhona so kumele ucelele yani elokuzini ese-revenue hall bebekufakele khona ngayo.
So that is a valid point. That is a valid point that we should take note of. In as much as it was a flop, Sipo is saying that there is a certain part of a generator. It's not any other generator.
Yes, for Blawa Theatre phela. Yes, I would like not every Jack and Jill.
So now you understand why we are saying this wasn't really a flop as it is. I think it's a bit of a cliche, really, but well, there you have it.
But since vele the actor futhi khona phana kumuzenzo nyathi nyathi vele they are pretty much good actors and good deliverers ba blind, you know that.
All right. I don't know about that because he's a nyati.
Yeah, I almost asked. I can't confirm.
It's a natural thing. Iphutha lenza ke yes asiyali. The show wasn't a flop. And as such,
well, per se, to a certain extent, so we can conclude on that one and say, hi, no, Betuna, there was something that transpired which was beyond their control as it was. So be that as it be, we are going to also talk about, we cannot talk about film and theater and not talk about literature.
Okay.
So when you speak of theater, when you speak of film, in my head already, because that is the fountain or the foundation of film and theater. Literature, we've got Luminous, our boy Luminous.
Hey.
Yes, he inked down quite a very interesting book that he then, I think it turned into an EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book turned to a song.
Many songs.
Too many songs.
Many songs, and it's titled Love, Sex, and Gospel. So in his
Love,
book,
Sex, and Gospel.
Love, Sex, and Gospel. Yes, he's trying to give us an insight of, or maybe to rather, in his words, maybe to control our narrative and perspectives on how we view love, sex, as well as gospel. Because I think to a certain extent it feels like it connects. There is a link to that. It's quite interesting. I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate Luminous a lot because he's one artist who sort of doesn't have boundaries.
Yeah, sure.
He doesn't set boundaries for himself as to what he wants to express in his art. So yeah, I appreciate, like, I admire or say envy his way of thinking.
Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah, because he's one open-minded guy.
He is, absolutely.
Yeah, because I've had conversations, personal conversations with him. You learn a lot in a minute. So
when you're with him,
yeah, I think he keeps it real.
Yeah,
he doesn't create these, I don't know, these walls and then want to pretend to be somebody else. But the look that I'm getting from Sipo right now is saying that it's on the contrary to what I'm saying. What is your notion?
My notion is he's a rapper. It's love, sex, and gospel. So coming from a rap artist, I think it's somehow creative in a way to come up with a book about. He's a rapper. Yeah. To me, he's a rapper. He's a hip hop superstar.
But even as a human, even if we say let's put art aside, he's that person.
Yeah. So now I'm asking myself, like, I think I have to get a copy and read through. I'm asking myself, what really happened to him?
Well, Luminous, there you have it, buddy. I think you need to go on our comment section and update us and really bring us to a full throttle on what inspired you rather to ink it down.
Write a book, then sing about it. I
mean, he's really stamping on it though. He's coming in a different twist, and I love that. It's amazing. Shout out to you, Luminous.
Depression is a sense of next thing, I say keep it going.
Depression,
You read the book?
No, I listened to the project. So he's telling his story, so like every other youth or involved in the three things.
Okay.
You know, on like you have to say saba, but it's easy to saba, you know. You think maybe in Jola, maybe the church.
With these two cases?
You see.
So
he's speaking on behalf of all of us, Amatians, you know.
That's quite exciting. Hey, that's exciting. So if you can get yourself a copy of that book, and let's get the topic, or rather the subject, about a Luminous book rolling on our socials. This is the Roundup, brought to you again by Deb 3 Events, where they say your satisfaction is definitely
our priority.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Shh. Your satisfaction is definitely our priority. That's what they say. Right, moving on to our second segment, we are looking at new music, and today we're going to be talking about Huabarati and Sandra Ndebele's I think
it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
It was a collaboration, right? So what I love about this is that they were raising an awareness to something that has become a gloomy act in our societies, and not only in Zimbabwe but in a lot of countries, gender-based violence, you know. And I stand to say, if you're a man out there and if you're raising your hand on a woman, that is so uncalled for, and I personally think that you are a coward. But what brings a smile to my face is that those two came together and decided to talk about it. They decided, let's put it in a song and talk about it.
So I think it's quite a rare collaboration, because there's Winky D, there's Amara Brown, there's Freeman, there's Havarati.
Freeman.
And you said weird. Did you say weird?
No, I'm saying it's quite rare.
Yes. You cannot really find those in one in one cubicle.
Yes, I think also that makes it weird.
You know what? I love it, because in as much as it's pleasing, rare, weird, and peculiar, so to speak, I love the after effects of this. The after effects, I cannot wait, guys, to get to the controversy segment, because the after effects of this, it was just crazy as hell. But then again, I'm saying, what are your immediate views about this formation of such a beautiful track, of such a combination of such beautiful, vocally talented artists coming together to raise an awareness on such a topic?
So it's for a good cause. So for me, I think the lineup was not balanced.
Okay, so lineup is balanced.
So but it's we cannot overlook the fact that they are talking against gender-based violence. So which is a good thing. Everyone must be involved, you know. So all age groups, but the lineup was not catering for like everyone in terms of the audience.
All right.
I feel like they just picked, for the sake of, let's balance. Let's just.
They're trying. You feel like they were trying to balance cities.
Yeah.
Or try. Now that you talk about it to its full throttle, I'm starting to think that they were trying so hard to impress, or trying so hard to crush a certain point that has been going around of maybe. I don't know.
But for me, after listening,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I only like the part where my Winky D. After that,
I don't know, because now when I look into the artists that were there and the title, the theme of the song, I think Amara Brown did a wonderful job on her own track when she did My Protector. So when you look at My Protector, the track, which was as well as raising an awareness to GBV, and then you look at this one now, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But well, there you have it. Jay Garnett, Mr. CEO, feels that one was not balanced at all. And don't you forget that the panelists in the studio with me have their own perspectives that they are sent to. These are their own perspectives on these matters that we are raising today. And we go on to the events segment, which is the third segment. I love this segment. It's fire, because this is where we live as creatives. This is our space. This is where we meet, where we mingle, where we do each and every other nitty-gritty that portrays us as the creatives that we are. So the first one, I want us, again, Luminous is back.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Luminous and his amazing trip to Durban. Is Durban a Teguin? Is it?
Yeah, yes.
It
was Durban.
Guys, hey, ugelune knowledge. But well, so let's talk about that. I mean, looking at it from a view that he is, I won't say all the way from Bulawayo. I want us to stretch to say all the way from Nkulumane.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All the way from Nkulumane, Umtaka teacher. He says Umtaka teacher. Shout out to you, buddy. You see, I follow you, man. I follow your words. And he says, from what he says to me, I think that trip was something that made him realize that he can do it. Anybody else can do it. When you are straight from Gokasi, there's times when we think I'm from the ghetto and I cannot really rise up to do something. But here is Luminous is showing us that he can. Maybe let's just talk about it into detail. I'm sure we're all following on the socials when he was performing. Who did he perform with? For those that did not manage to get into his page, into his spaces, and get to know, what can we tell them about Luminous and his Durban trip, Garnet?
So I saw that he performed with Zagwe.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Zagwe did his set, and then after that he was like, hey, there's that guy that performed before me. I want him back on stage, on my set. So, and then they put out an instrumental, and then Zagwe did his part, and then after that he invited Luminous over.
Wow.
And then Kolomane boy killed it.
He did it. I mean, Luminous is one guy, when he gets on stage, he just says it ablaze.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I only saw it. I'm not on the video. I think that's the part.
Yeah.
It's a chai freestyle.
Yeah.
Umphakathi egoli ngale mshishi or eThekwini ngale. Everyone really going crazy. Nemhlanje angikwazi wayeseshayela ipila yini. No, wathi imblomelo zawe barayima noZimbabwe. Yes, abantu vele bahle bathi
just went, hey, you are.
Yo, me, I was scared for him when he mentioned Zim.
The funny part is, when I see my days to do what happened.
Yeah, it's just a few.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe not to drop your mic on a pan. I was like, weba.
What's that?
So I think pretty much Luminous is a good guy. He doesn't have that hip hop thing.
Like yo.
He's himself.
Yeah,
Luminous is himself. We give him that.
Like from the book Love, Sex, and Gospel. On the sex part, he doesn't get cocky. That guy, he doesn't get cocky. He's chilled, and even I think that is also portrayed in Ngomenzake. I think going to Durban, I might say it shows that you can make it. You can make it. I think Mina is already there.
Yeah.
So going to these other places, I think maybe any confusion is just like artist. But once you're called somewhere, you think, wow, I have a mileage, huh? Well, at least very already when you are here.
But what I love about Luminous, not to crush your point, is that he knows the level that he's at when it comes to music. He knows the level that he's at, or rather when it comes to his craft. He's not just in J, and there's one artist who's got, I think his managerial team really does the work. It makes it they solidify the brand, make Luminous, the brand Luminous that he is, and I think it's amazing. Yes. Shout out to you, buddy. We love your work. Keep shining. Keep moving. And now we are going on to the big one. Yo, guys, love this one. Like it's we had the commemoration of a king, Mzilikazi. Mati, ukubhiyoza. And guys, again, on the comment sections, I want you guys to go in the comment sections and start typing away and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's called ukubhiyoza in our language. I loved this commemoration. And again, I had the chance to talk to one of the people that were part of the organizing cubicle, Umalume Ubonman, as well as I've forgotten the other Malume. Shout out to you, Malume. Those guys put up a good thing. It was well planned. It was, although Malume, you did not respond to me when I asked if there is any other people that are involved in making the event a success. I think your response was quite, we would love to know, because you put that was quite a beautiful event, and I know many people would love to come through and make it an amazing event. And I also talked to a few people that had attended to the event, and they were saying it was interesting. And now my question was, what really was interesting? And one of them says it brought about cultural identity. As Ubulawa, as the Ndebele people, we have been known not to have our identity. But when it came to that event, people came out in their numbers, and they were dressed to kill in their African regalia, which was a bit. Most of them, the regalia had a representation of the tribes, some tribes of South Africa. But then I feel like that is a beautiful question, though. That is a beautiful
guys.
But that is a beautiful question.
Guys, why?
I'm not sure. I feel like violence is looming in the studio.
That name that you mentioned, people just want to jaga like tin or someone.
Yes, guys.
Oh my God, but it was beautiful, because we also had some of the people were from the political spheres. They came through, and we also had Inkosi to Ubulelani, and unfortunately he couldn't really give a speech, but he was there present. Well, because there's pressing matters that are still pending, that could have, I think, to a certain extent, it could have incriminated him, because you never know what you say in your speech. Your speech is good for you in some cases.
Yeah.
It's never really good for other people. It might incriminate you. So he was there, but he never got to
as long as I learned us.
So you guys, let's get deeper into it. What are your personal views when it comes to this event, the way it unfolded, the dress code, the war cries that were sung on the day? To you personally, as a person, what does it mean to you?
I don't know. There's always been sentiments that us as people of Matabeleland are sidelined a lot. Absolutely. So, but I figured even if it's true, I don't know. I'm not saying it's not true or it's true.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's still things that we can do on our own, without having to get endorsements from anyone else, any other region or tribe, So I love it because it was just us celebrating ourselves and our king and So it just it was just good feeling, a sense of ownership, say this is something that belongs to us. Yeah.
Amazing. I love it when you say a sense of ownership. You feel like you belong. You feel like you belong. See, what does it look? Why does it look like you've got?
I think it was the previous week before the commemorations.
Yes.
High Court. Yes. So it really shows what he. Before we celebrate and those guys were determined.
Yeah.
Yes. Chop so when it is getting is what developed see twakazi mathebhelele ndanti kukhona omunye ungathi kusasibisele emuva but ungabona sihlangana nti sebegqoka amabheju anti abakithi lokho kukhaliza ingungu bethwele izimkhonto lenduku anti abosisi vele were dressed all fresh.
Shout out to you ladies because we're rocking and the outfits were
which is summertime.
Are we no Friday?
Yes, summertime, well ventilated cultural clothes. Yeah, what it doesn't just. So it doesn't just when I'm asking what's what they ventilated the wealthy JR got that. They were celebrate the spirit of Mzilikazi. So it doesn't just things what there's really people want to come together.
I love that part where you say he was present because it shows Uguti. It was just a clean ceremony.
Very clean.
It was just clean.
Very clean.
Yes, we are clean people.
I wonder if you were there and you spoke in Shona. Bamberina Mzilikazi.
I don't know, alright. That's just about it. But
I bet, trust me, they were there celebrating
Mzilikazi.
They were there celebrating with us.
Be that as
I know those
we are
people.
moving on to the other event. We are moving on.
It's fine.
Alright guys, so now moving on to yet another event, the Friday Late.
Okay.
Friday Late is a show that has made the National Gallery of Zimbabwe become the go-to place and a very non-focal place when it comes to arts and music. I love what they have been doing over the years, but I love what they are doing in the recent times because their events are like amazing. But I'm not so sure though about this event, the Friday Late one of this Les Pumekile.
Yeah.
The attendance wasn't as appealing as always, right? The attendance was a bit on the low. If you were there and you attended, shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the creatives that we have. But then I'm saying, what could have happened? What could have happened? Because from Ghana, I know you've attended most of these. Mm-hmm. You're always present in most of them. What do you think happened? Was it the lineup of the performing acts, or it was something that is beyond the veil?
So I think at times we become too much complacent.
All right.
And you start something and then you feel like people are appreciating it. You kind of have no zeal to improve.
All right.
Say you came because there was 3 dope artists.
Uh-huh.
And then the next Friday you will come because there's 3 dope artists.
All right.
And then the next Friday you come also because it's the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
So at least if we try to, because at the end of the day, the secret is in the finer details.
All right.
So say, hey, fine, there's 3 artists that are singing, but we added a little bit of, something that might be interesting also because not everyone likes to go to maybe live musical events.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because because they don't believe that there is any local artist that can give them a fire performance or, So maybe if you say, there's gonna be maybe 30 minutes games, so after that we listen to music, you attract another crowd that could have come for games, and then after that by chance they listen to maybe one lucky performer and then
Alright.
they feel, hey, this one is good.
Yeah.
You are growing your audience. So
Alright. Alright. So there's growing audience and not being complacent as well with your craft. Sibo, what's your point there?
I want to buy it one jar.
Alright.
So by the time you think vele sebehlala bekusupport angikwazi kuyini okubatshelayo ubone bengabuyi and babe ngathi batshelene nga1
Abathushi.
kuganetha sikhaya and wababe ngatshela nango uyabona vele bayagoqa izandla ababuyi.
And I think it also, yes.
So don't take them when they come in numbers, don't take them for granted.
Alright.
Just do your best. Because you don't know. Abantu bakithi you don't know. And don't, we might try to say, oh, there's this, there's that makes them not to come, huh? No. The material and people, especially about trying to support this on the market, the audience young corner is very much unpredictable.
Very much.
When I say,
whether you're
yes, soon I am we show man against we show one.
Alright. They come in their numbers.
They come in their numbers.
Gets rowdy and
then by the time I fight it, I want to say prepare everything is on point, everything in hand. Angwazi, what is I think it's a scientist or whatever. Behavior to young very ninja. They don't come.
They just don't come.
They just don't come.
I don't know, but I think this is a subject that we're going to raise again into the fourth segment of the show. Mina personally, I feel like it goes the attendances, it goes hand in hand with branding for both the organizer of the show, the promoters, as well as the artists themselves.
Yeah.
On their own. So I think we're going to get back into that topic in a more we'll get full in full throttle and talk about it. And then now let's jump on into Dip in the city.
Yeah.
Dip in the city. The attendance as well was very low compared to all the other shows that they have done. And on this one, I just feel like it was probably because of the what is it? I just feel like there was a whole lot of events that were happening. It was probably bad timing because there were a lot of events that were happening around town. But what's your take on that? Dip in the city, did you go? Were you there?
I didn't.
Yes?
So I've kept on saying the Bulaya market is a young market to divide. There's not a lot of people in Bulaya. Like even if we go maybe refer to the numbers, the census numbers, you would realize that we have like 600,000 or something. Yeah, so already maybe 600, maybe only about 200,000 Europeans so hammer my events. And then so far my events I'm paying a daily one, you know.
It becomes a drag. But then again, there is one event that can afford to bring us up from the ground and up and be happy and all smiles. The album launch here, Indosakusa. I think that it was exciting, it was epic, it was beautiful, it was absolute flames.
I was there.
Talk us through.
I was there.
Talk us through.
So actually, the venue that they hired, I was responsible that day. So they asked for like 150 chairs. We put 150 chairs, and then the people that came were actually more than 150.
For the cards.
Yeah, by a big, like a huge margin. So I thought to myself, maybe this is the kind of art that the people of Bulawayo love, because also the tickets were between 10 to 15 bucks.
They came numbers.
But they came.
But people came and they enjoyed, like people were enjoying themselves, you know, including myself. I never thought I would find myself dancing. Yeah.
All right, so now let's just, because of our time, let's quickly, because I want to keep my audience.
Yeah.
So because of our time, let's go to our fourth segment. But I'm just going to get 1 point from you and 1 point from you, because this is a very important segment. I love it. I think the last time when we did this episode, we didn't get much into it. And again, today, unfortunately, we're not getting much and deep into it. But just, I think these 2 points that we're going to come up with today are going to do a great deal. Branding. What is the significance of branding as an artist? Branding yourself, or rather as a person who's out there who is a creative. and who is doing, especially what Garnet is doing. Garnet is an entrepreneur, so he needs branding. He's into the craft. He is a creative. He needs branding. So my question to you, gentlemen, what is the significance and what how impactful is it for one to brand themselves better, to be noticed? Sipho, I'll start with you and I'll come to you soon after.
Branding is very much important for an artist because branding is part of what shows your presentation. And what is it? How do you present yourself and what is it that you represent?
Sure.
And so it's very much important because at the end of the day, you know what to accommodate and what not to accommodate.
Absolutely.
It brings a lot of clarifications. And also it helps in the way you brand yourself. It helps you to identify the brands that you're supposed to work with. The corporates that you're supposed to work with.
Absolutely.
So if you brand yourself in a particular way, you know, okay, if I brand myself this way, I am able to approach Dep 3.
Dep 3
yes,
events. So you should know who you are, who you want to be, and how you want people to take you. It's very of great pertinence right there. So Jay Garnet, still on the same notion. What's your point?
Yes, I'll speak on behalf of the corporate world. Branding yourself means...
He says it easily. Let me speak on behalf of the corporate world.
Yeah.
Come down, let me speak on behalf of the corporate world.
So you are positioning yourself amongst the other guys that you are in the same space with, and making it easy for the customer to sort of identify what they want to go with. So for example, I'm in the foods industry, processing and delivery. There's many other guys. So the difference is in how we are presenting ourselves to...
You need to stand out.
To the customers, yeah.
You need to stand out.
So at the end of the day, the way I position myself, for the client to pick or not pick myself,
That's amazing. So these two gentlemen spoke about strategies on how and strategies and pertinency and importance of why you should be a perfect brand. So now moving on to the last segment of the show, the controversial segment, the controversy segment. We want to talk about Mapurisa and Kabza, the small arrest. My question is, was it a fair act or was it just irrational injustice? Considering that those people were once, there was a show that they were supposed to attend, and in our space, and they never did show up. They did not do a show up. In as much as would want to blame their management at this point in time, but I just feel like, if you come in my space and you were supposed to deliver at some point in time, and then you did a number on me, an ugly number on me, I am bound to react. But what are your 2 cents of views and perspectives on with regards to this issue, Mr. CEO? I'm gonna start with you. Right now I'm no longer a CEO on this topic, so I think if it was as Zimbabwean artists going to SA and then they do the same thing, most probably you could have heard of them being dressed in tires that have petrol and flames. Yeah, that's true though.
So
that's very true.
Yeah, it's given in Zim also, the economic situation that we are in, I pay you 18K, dog, and then they don't deliver.
Super. What's your view? Abuti kaka. If you want this. Even one word. I know you.
Industry level abantu kulabantu vela abajayela abantu kubi, and thina njengeZimbabwe sabonisa ukuthi i-roadblock siyakufaka. When the Maporisa or Mugabza akusebenzi, we take you and we put you in your right position.
We take you. All right.
Yes, we put you in the right position.
I like when you say is take.
Baba Patano, siyakwanisa ukuthi sibathathe sebafaka le eGwanda ngoku.
As we take you and we put you into the right position.
Yes, very
kulabanye asebengani bayateka. I'm not going to comment on this one. That's why I've got these 2 guys with me in the studio today. Pikani Tuchan. Sesihlulile because Usipho Cecilia, so now guys, I want us to talk about the Pikani Tuchani nitty gritty and roast that is going up flames. Is this just a frivolous act, or is it a rowdy stunt? Are we all deserving and highly esteemed to be invited at Pikani? And my other question is, if you are not invited, do you then really need to go and pitch up at Tuchani? Is it necessary though? But what positivity are we getting from that? And what negativity strengths are we getting from that? Or negativity energy rather are we getting from that? What are your views and opinions based to this two?
Positives are, there's diversity. So me as an audience, I have a chance to choose. Actually, no chance to choose, because the other one I'm supposed to be invited.
You are in a tight fix, buddy. You're in a tight fix, my guy.
As I was saying, but diversity. So, but the negative part now is if you check the corporate world in Bulayo, you have one big company maybe sponsoring about 10 events over the year, So if you look at the Tuchani and the Pichani, you think, hey, these guys, maybe they are fighting. So if I'm to sponsor the Pichani, I can't sponsor the Tuchani. So that means for the guys organizing the Tuchani, they've lost a sponsor. So yeah, I think those are the negatives. Like, they're dividing the corporate world. They're dividing also the audience, which is like very small, like I said before.
So to you, honey, if you're watching this episode, go on our YouTube page. We find 3 events. That is the channel where you get to find the Roundup. Click the like button, click the notification button, so that you get so that you get information and notifications when we do post something. The show is called the Roundup. You like, you share, and you do subscribe. Now, still speaking on the liking, you cannot just like. You're still within the keyboard of your screen. You can always do the typing and drop a comment on those topics that we're talking about today. And you can also drop a comment if you feel like there's something that we can talk about in the next coming episode. You are free to put your views there. We love your views, and thank you very much for the love that you gave the reel when we're busy sending the reel for the first episode. You guys showed us some real love there, and for that we say enkosi to everyone. And now we are going to talk about, I think, just in brief, I think this roast or this nitty gritty of a topic was so much. I just feel like yakhulunywa kakhulu one day, and mina yakhanya ngani isindaka isingidina, because, well, the Khwabarati issue, the crop Khwabarati, and who's this guy? What's his name?
Freeman.
Yeah. The peak where he sends his peak on his, I don't know if it was his personal page or it was a fan page, whatever page it was. Our artist from Gobulawayo was cropped out of the image. But I love a response kwa Khabarati. Anyone weird bump into that response?
I think I remember, I don't remember the exact words. I think Khabarati khulumutai anti-phone yakhe.
Yeah.
Yenza akufunayo. Yikho Khabarati akukhulumayo ezithobile efuna ukuthi umphakathi ube kwazi into enjalo.
Asothone kuhlukile.
He's quite nice, guys. He cannot go all around and retaliate.
Tinolova says ukuthi kade kahle kahle ngizendli vele yithi.
Well, I think we need to, it's as just creatives and fans and everything and everyone else involved, we just need to, it's okunye asitshene kunjalo.
Hayi yona ipicture leyana kuze umana ngiqale ngishayisile. Ipicture leyana ezekrophe out and vele kwahle kwasitshengisa ukuthi amandebele lamashona vele akuzwanana.
Akukaze kwazwanana.
Akubonana whether bye waphinda wayibisela ipicture leyana bakhanya sebebonke and but vele akuzanwanwa. uyananzelela yisi statement yakho okuzayenzakala after yazi into enye into oyenzayo vele wena nawe masingafika la ngiyafika mbingele loba my sister ngibaluxoxa naye uyananzelela utshengisa ukuthi ubuntu abukho lokuthi inkukhu sikade ipotile njani noma kungekho vele mina nawe vele enxenhle ngakukhangela ngakuzondela nanzelela singazwanani kuhle kuphume kube njani kube so hayi vele akuzwanana vele my sister ngapha kulamabhethu ngapha vele kulokunye okwenzakalayo ngale hayi
barinanzelele power of networking nje ofreman do you know ukuthi ngangena lapha eBlawa yadinga umzo 7 Sandra Ndebele you know so okwabarati how much like networker kakhulu okunganani
but sesithethe picture lapha singumuntu which means vele sonke lapha singama artist why kukhulupha angikwazi
maybe Freeman ulo social media manager nguyaposta okwabarati kamanje
yes akuzona naphela anti yakuzona
you know what guys like I said this thing is just tiring
rasta chico rasta this Mzibe rasta crop this vegetable remove the
This is what you get when you watch the Roundup Dub 3 events in production. And please take note that the content of these segments will change from month to month, but the structure will obviously remain the same. Like I promised you when we were kickstarting this episode that the devil is in the detail. So I've got a special game for the guys that are with me in the studio, and you, honey, are gonna get excited with me, and we're going to enjoy this. And they do not know, they have no idea or whatever. It's all about what. So, gentlemen, are we ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
I love the response. So here it goes. Whoever cannot respond.
That's what.
Whoever cannot respond, you are going to have 2 shots of my undiluted juice.
What's the name of the juice?
No, you don't need to know. It's my secret juice. It's my secret juice. So if you cannot respond, you are going to have 2 shots of that.
So what the comrades beverage is in
You guys should be in the studio right now. The guy is behind the scenes. The moment comrades was mentioned. But well, if you want to know, my cameras are fine. I'll leave that. So this is how we play the game. I gave you the rules of the game. Are we good?
Yeah.
The rules of the game. You got the rules of the game. So I'll start with Jake Annette. I want you to tell me 2 people that we know that are in the industry that you are close to. Just 2.
Which industry?
In the by the way, when you are in the 2 people in the 2 artists rather, and that you are close to. 2, just 2.
Just that.
Just 2 artists that you're close to.
Here I'm close to Tafatwa SF Tarukwana. I'm close to Novio Sikyo.
Hey, shout out, mommy. How is it? So, if you were... Here comes the game.
Yeah.
These 2 are drowning in the ocean.
Yeah.
And you are supposed to rescue 1. Just 1. You can't rescue 2. Who would you rescue? It's either you give me a name or you take my 2 shots.
No, I would definitely go for Novio.
You let her drown?
No, I'll go rescue and not to gender-based violence, guys.
I think I missed that.
Sorry, shorty.
I think I missed that. I wasn't even supposed to take that answer from the word go. I wasn't.
Right. Drown. Let the shorty drown.
No. No. This is female male. This is female male, and we are saying no to gender-based violence, and we are saying you gotta. When you speak of women, we're talking about some TLC there, so obviously was going to choose that. So well, because of our time, you win, buddy. Aisha is the one. Shout out to you.
So no shots for him.
No shots for him. You can enjoy your juice.
I'll get the answer wrong.
Now, support to you.
Angwas, donut.
Man, it's totally different.
Angwas.
If there is no, if there's an artist out there, or phezulu laphana that we all know, that everyone else is going gaga on, and you feel like this one should pick and go to Emma Blazin and just stop singing because
singing.
they are not
It's singing only.
No, it's not singing only. They should just.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
And you feel like they should just stop their craft, and we know this person. It should be someone that we really know. Drop a name. Othi pheka impahla zakho uye ekhaya kumbe pheka impahla zakho
From Bulawayo?
From Bulawayo.
Oh, okay.
From
I was
Bulawayo.
thinking from Zimbabwe, like the guy who cropped collar.
No, we want I want these people that you are going to bump into on the streets of
Like this person has to pack.
Yeah, this person has to pack because they think they are doing the most, but they are not. At the end of the day, they think they are well deserving of it.
They must crop themselves.
And this person has to be a musician.
No, this person has to be. So my number. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this person has to be a musician.
They must
Because
crop
we are
themselves
so.
of the music scene.
Oh, I think I will make that easy because the person won't take offense. Garnet.
No, I am not taking that. I am not
Garnet
taking
just has
that.
to pack his things.
No.
Go in my blazing and leave put it in a restaurant.
No, I'm not taking that. This show is not ending. Keep ending.
It does not work that way.
It doesn't.
It does. Garnet, just pack your things.
No.
I must
Go
crop
to my
myself out.
blazing. Mama Quilly.
But I was
It's
giving
Chelsea.
you
No, I do
Get out
not
the music
want.
scene.
I do not want anyone who is in the studio. Let's be serious. The crew behind the scenes now giving me an eye. I should wrap this up.
Alright, so to make it actually easy.
If you can't, you're too short of my
Of
my drink.
Alright, let me see. Let me see. Who should in music,
Music, you know why I'm choosing music is because we also listen to music.
I'm so much in love with my musicians because these guys they express themselves.
Stop telling me about love. Just give me one person I get into the music because I was clubbing.
Right, Mrs. K.
yo.
That has been the roundup with me, myself, and I.
I don't think
My name,
anyone.
no, so I just did it.
Well, Mrs. K. And then
This
they
is.
Okay, sorry.
You know I have a certificate in violence.
Yeah.
Order. So this has been the Roundup, a program that is brought to you by Deb 3 Events, and thank you so much for tuning in and watching, especially the first episode. Thank you for the love. I'm saying this for the second time. Yes, thank you very much for the love. For our viewers, for if you love this program or if you feel like you love even any of our programs as Deb 3 Events, go on our comment section, leave a rating, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. I have been Mel C. Azita Zemkonto Umansinda Manzbek. In the studio with me today, I had Jay Garnett and as well as Mr. Nyati, Sipo Mason Nyati. Thank you guys, thank you gentlemen for being with me today in the studio, and to the incredibly amazing crew behind the scenes. Thank you guys for making this happen, and thank you for watching. Adios.